Hello everyone, it's Enigma here, and today I've decided that I would come today to talk about one of my most wanted characters, which is obviously Geno, because you all know that I really want Geno in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And, as some of you already know, for a lot of my videos lately, I have been calling Geno for Challenger Pack 7 for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I personally find Geno to be the most likely character in my opinion right now. And some people have asked me why. Why do I believe that Geno has a high chance of being a character, besides my personal bias, because obviously, as I said, I already stated I want Geno in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but not only do I want Geno, I actually do think he's pretty likely, and why I believe 100% Geno will be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, I haven't really been as confident in a character since Banjo-Kazooie. I've made a video similarly to this one I'm about to make, talking about the things going in Banjo-Kazooie's favor of being in Smash, and I was of the opinion Banjo-Kazooie were going to be in Smash. Like, I was confident that Banjo-Kazooie would show up at some point, and I was right. Because as part of Challenger Pack 3, Nintendo revealed that Banjo-Kazooie would be part of Challenger Pack 3. And Geno, for me, is like the Banjo of this past, because if there's one character that I personally believe has a high chance, Geno is that character in my opinion. And today I just kind of want to take a moment to talk about everything that could possibly be in Geno's favor, and talk about everything as to why I do believe Geno will be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and just the things going for him, because I think there's a lot of pretty significant stuff going in Geno's favor right now, so I'd love to talk about it with you guys right now. So anyways, the first thing that's pretty self-explanatory, this is definitely one of the most eye-opening things for, how Geno's chances increase, and it's the fact that spirits don't deconfirm, because as part of Challenger Pack 6, Min Min proves that spirit upgrades are most certainly possible, because Min Min was a spirit in Ultimate's base game, and she was upgraded to a playable character in Fighters Pass Volume 2, which again proves spirit upgrades are most certainly possible, and we could very well be in for even more spirit upgrades moving forward. Obviously, a spirit that is in the game is Geno, and, obviously he's a legend spirit, and he already has a spirit in the game. So, as such, Geno is definitely a top contender for, being a spirit upgrade, especially given his popularity. I find it hard to believe that, Sakurai's talked about the potential of spirit upgrades and not consider Geno, because he has acknowledged the popularity, which we'll be getting into a second. So overall, I just think that the fact that spirits don't deconfirm is definitely one of the biggest things in Geno's favor, because this was definitely his biggest barrier of getting in beforehand, but now that that barrier is broken, there really isn't much holding Geno back at this point, except for the fact, that unless Square decides to say no for some reason. But other than that, Geno's biggest barrier is no longer a barrier at all anymore, and he could possibly have a chance this time. Another thing going in Geno's favor is the Mii costume list leak. Now, some people might not remember this one, because a lot of people have thought that this guy leaked Crash as Challenger Pack 5, but that's actually not the case. Instead, what this guy has leaked is that this guy has leaked a bunch of Mii costumes, and he even leaked some Super Mario RPG ones, and the ones that he did leak were Mallow and Smithy. Now, some people are going to ask, how is this guy credible? He seems like this is like the only thing he predicted. Well, he's actually had quite a pretty solid track record. He has correctly predicted Goemon, Zero, Proto Man, Team Rocket Grunt, and claimed that Geno's costume was not returning with Hero. So basically, this proves that, this guy probably has some credibility, because Goemon and Team Rocket Grunt seem like out there suggestions for Mii outfits. Like, I don't know how anyone could have ever guessed that stuff, but this proves that, this is definitely some stuff going in Geno's favor of potentially being in the game. So, and the fact that Geno was not listed as a Mii costume along with Mallow and Smithy makes me feel like the way that this leaker is describing these costumes makes me feel like he does believe Geno is going to be playable. And not only that, but he also leaked some SNK Spirit stuff, like Kyo, Harumuru, Geese, and some classic SNK characters. So this guy has been 100% accurate so far, except for the Mallow and Smithy Mii outfit part. So whenever those Mii outfits are gonna come, we may not see that until a while, but according to this guy, Mallow and Smithy are going to be Mii outfits, and they're going to be coming eventually, so we just have to wait and see for that one. The next thing is the Cackle Mallow leak. Now, I've already made an entire video talking about, the things like going in favor of Cackle Mallow, like the pros and cons, and I've already talked about how I think that the Cackle Mallow leak does have a possibility of being real, and that it could possibly be a slept-on leak as of right now, but personally, I'm not sure. This probably is definitely weak evidence, because I do understand it's a huge possibility this could be fake, but you do have to admit that the Mii outfits that were shown off in this leak are so high quality ones that even modders have said it's almost impossible to replicate, the hats in this leak. And as such, I think it's very well possible this could be real, and that this is probably a leak people are sleeping on right now. Again, I'm not saying I 100% believe this leak, because it hasn't shown up yet, and it's definitely a big red flag, but you do have to acknowledge that no leak is really disproven until the entire game is finished with. And right now, the Cackle Mallow leak, I still think could possibly be in play. So we really just have to wait and see for that one, but that's definitely could be something in favor of Geno happening. Now, another thing going in Geno's favor that most of you are probably aware of is that Nintendo copyrighted 2 Mario RPG tracks, and they don't own these tracks from Mario RPG. These tracks are Beware the Forest Mushrooms, which is literally the song everyone associates with Geno, and Fight Against an Armed Boss, which, obviously is the Smithy Gang's second boss. Now, if Geno were to be in Smash, these are literally the 2 pieces of music that I would have thought that with. So I find it pretty ironic that out of all the Mario RPG songs that Nintendo could have possibly have copyrighted, they decided to copyright Beware the Forest Mushrooms, which is Geno's main theme, and Fight Against an Armed Boss, which is one of the more iconic tracks from Mario RPG. And it makes me feel like, if Geno were to be in Smash, these are probably the songs he would come with, and it's very significant that, Nintendo decided to copyright take down these songs. Now, some people may, question, how do these copyrighted tracks mean something? Well, we have had precedents in the past that, these copyrighted tracks may very well mean something, as Nintendo has copyrighted remixes for Megalovania and some Banjo-Kazooie tracks, which were taken down by Nintendo, which was the same case that happened here. Obviously, we got Banjo and Smash, which came with a whole slew of Banjo-Kazooie songs, and, Nintendo copyrighted Megalovania, and we got the Sans Premium Mii outfit that brought Megalovania as a song. So I think this proves that, these may mean something, and it's very significant in that, we need to, keep our eyes peeled on these, copyrighted takedown songs in the near future, because there's a very damn good possibility that these takedowns may actually mean something, and it's just something we need to wait and see for. But yeah, this is definitely a huge thing going in Geno's favor right now, because there's actually precedents of this, being, meaning something for Smash, and this could very well be something for Geno's chances in Smash, so I do think this could possibly mean something here. The next thing is that Geno's Smash 4 costume remains AWOL, or MIA, missing in action. You'd think Geno's would have came with Hero, which goes along with the theme of Square Enix, but obviously we don't have the Geno Mii outfit yet, and I find it pretty significant that the Geno Mii outfit has, not come back yet. We've gone through 6 waves of Mii outfits, and the Geno outfit is still surprisingly not here. You'd think it'd already be back by now, but surprisingly, it's still missing. And especially given Geno's fan demand, and the fact that Sakurai made a huge deal about the Mii outfit in Smash 4. You'd think it'd be a top contender for a Mii outfit to come back. And it makes me believe that, if this costume isn't back yet, there's a damn good chance that instead of bringing the outfit back, they could very well be tying this into Geno being in Smash as an actual playable character, which makes a whole lot of sense, especially given the fact that Square Enix actually has a lot of things going in favor of other rep. Obviously, we have the Square Enix Spirit events that have been happening, because we got Spirit events for Octopath Traveler and Bravely, not Bravely Default, Trials of Mana, and those are Square Enix properties, which proves that Square Enix isn't exactly done with Smash yet, as we're getting Spirit events. And, we also didn't get the Square Enix Mii outfits back, so it makes me feel like a Square Enix character, like another Square Enix character, could actually very well be likely for this. And I actually am really expecting another Square Enix character in this Fighters Pass Volume 2, and a top contender for another Square Enix character for me is Geno, given all the evidence and, circumstances surrounding his chances. That's a huge thing going in favor of Geno. Another thing is Sakurai's approval of Geno since Brawl. Obviously, most of you know Sakurai had an interview talking about, how he wanted to see Geno in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but, for some reason, things didn't end up materializing, unfortunately. But Sakurai has talked about Geno. He said he wanted him himself. And if Sakurai is able to understand, if Sakurai is able to listen to the fan demand and outcry for characters like Ridley, K. Rool, and Banjo-Kazooie, then there's no doubt in my mind that Sakurai will listen to the demand for Geno. I just don't think he'll ignore the demand for Geno this time. Sakurai knows that, Geno is a heavily demanded character for Smash, and people know now that, Sakurai wants Geno in Smash. And I think that it makes a whole lot of sense for Sakurai to want to put Geno in this time, to make the fans happy, just like he did with the Ridley, K. Rool, and Banjo-Kazooie fans. Really, and some people may, say, well, just because Sakurai wants Geno doesn't mean Geno's going to be in, because, you have to get the approval from Square and Nintendo. And personally, I do believe Square and Nintendo would be okay. While Geno doesn't really promote anything for Square, and it's definitely not a character that Square is probably ever going to use again, Square did allow Geno to cameo in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, and they did allow Geno to be a Mii outfit and Spirit and Ultimate. So if they were allowed to have if they let Geno, a cameo in those games, then there's no doubt in my mind that they would be 100% okay with Geno being playable in Smash Ultimate. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And people do forget that Square Enix, no matter who they include, they're gonna get money regardless of who they include. So it's really just free money for Square, no matter who they include in this Fighters Pass. And if they want to include someone that they're not doing anything with, they're still gonna earn bank just off of that character being in Smash. And same with Nintendo. Nintendo has acknowledged the fan demand for Geno. They've talked about them. They've replied back to Operation Starfall, because Operation Starfall was sent a message to Nintendo, and Nintendo actually responded back, and they were completely aware of the demand for Geno. They're all aware of the demand, and I can't see any of those. I can't see Sakurai, Square, or Nintendo ignore the fan demand for Geno this time, since they all know that Geno is a heavily requested and highly anticipated character to join the Smash Ultimate roster, and that's definitely the big thing going in Geno's favor right now. The next thing going in favor of Geno is the Smash Bros. Legacy C&D. Now, in case some of you are unaware, Smash Bros. Legacy XP is a Brawl mod that, adds some new characters. And some of the new characters in that mod is Waluigi, Geno, Metal Sonic, and Shadow. Obviously Geno is in that, and you'd have to think, why would Nintendo all of a sudden take down this mod? You know, this mod has been around for quite some time, and just recently they took it down. And I think it's very possible they took it down because, you know, something that is in that mod will actually be in Smash Ultimate. And it's very likely that that's possibly the reason why they took it down. Now, I've heard some people say that this C and D takedown doesn't necessarily mean Geno, but here's the thing. I feel like if this takedown was supposed to be for, like, Waluigi or something, they would have taken it down. They would have taken down Brawl Minus, because if you are unaware about Brawl Minus is a mod of Brawl that basically makes all the characters overpowered in that game, and one of the new characters in that mod is Waluigi, and you'd think that if Waluigi was going to be in Smash, they probably would have taken down that mod too, but they only took down Smash Bros. Legacy, and personally, come on. Is Shadow and Metal Sonic really going to be in? Like, I do know anything's... Like, I do understand anything's possible, and realistically, they could be in, but I just don't see them being in the Fighters Pass Volume 2, and I don't really see Sakurai really gravitating for another Sonic character. As cool as that would be, I just don't personally see it. But as for Geno... You know, Geno has the demand, like I've said, and, you know, there's already a lot of stuff circulating around Geno's chances, so you'd really have to think, you know, why would Nintendo take this down, you know, if they're, like, not planning to do something with one of the things featured in this mod. So that's definitely a huge thing going in Geno's favor right now, and it could very well mean Geno could have a chance in Smash Ultimate, and that's probably what this takedown could possibly be for. Now, another thing going in Geno's favor is that 2020 second half is heavily rumored to be very Mario focused. So, obviously this year is Mario's 35th anniversary, and there's been tons of rumors going around that, you know, we're going to have a lot of, like, Mario-focused stuff. We obviously had Paper Mario the Origami King, and that released, and, you know, we also got the rumors of the 3D Mario Collection. That's possibly happening, too. So it only makes sense to include a Mario character as part of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate to coincide with the 35th anniversary of Mario. Now, some people may wonder, why would Geno be included? Out of all possible Mario characters, why would Geno be included to represent the 35th anniversary? Well, again, Geno's a highly requested character, and, you know, like, Waluigi, I personally don't see, neither do I see Paper Mario happening, but Geno I could definitely see happening for, like, Sakurai to explain the history of, like, Paper Mario, to explain the history of Super Mario RPG, because you do have to remember, Paper Mario the Origami King came out, which is a Mario RPG, and I think Geno's inclusion could kind of give Sakurai a chance to explain the history of Mario RPG, aka the first Mario RPG, and explain how that laid the foundation for future Mario RPGs, and that's definitely not outlandish to think about, since Sakurai loves to gush in these presentations. I do think that this is something he could definitely gush about in this Sakurai Presents live stream that, you know, we'll have. And I think that he could definitely talk about the history of, you know, Geno and Super Mario RPG. Now, another thing going in Geno's favor is the Polish Amiibo re-release leak. Now, some people might not even know what I'm talking about, but there is a leak from a Polish retailer that posted a number of Amiibo available for pre-order for a re-release on September 18th, including Mario, Luigi, and both Clouds, as well as multiple Zelda characters, and finally Ryu. So, obviously, this lines up with the Mario remasters, Breath of the Wild 2, Ryu for some reason, and Cloud, a Square Amiibo, is being re-released with a Mario character, which coincides greatly with Geno, as he's a Square Enix-owned Mario character in Super Mario RPG, is a collaboration with both Nintendo and, at the time, Squaresoft. So it really makes sense to kind of, if they were planning to re-release Amiibo, it only makes sense to coincide that with, like, Mario and Luigi, as well as, like, both Clouds, to coincide the relationship of Nintendo and Square Enix. And I think that makes a whole lot of sense if you really think about it. But, yeah, the next thing that, I'm gonna be talking about is the Ness's glitchy thing. Ness has a visual glitch, in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where his eyes kind of, like, disappear, basically. Now, some people may wonder, like, what are these visual glitches? Like, what do they have to do with anything? Well, I'll explain. There's been a few characters that have had visual glitches in the past that have actually coincided with characters. Obviously, we have, like, back in the day, Me Sword Fighter and Duck Hunt, they had visual glitches in the past. And those were obvious bases for Hero and Banjo and Kazooie. Like, obviously. Because they fit the bases really well, and, it just makes a whole lot of sense for those characters to be bases off of those characters. And then next up, like, we also had a visual glitch for Simon and Richter, which, obviously are bases for Byleth, because Byleth has a whip sword, and, Simon and Richter's main weapon is a whip. So it only makes sense for Byleth, Simon and Richter to be a base for Byleth. So that makes a whole lot of sense. And then lastly, Bayonetta had a visual glitch with her arm, like, with, like, some, like, outfit type of change. And, obviously, the Bayonetta was an obvious base for Min Min, because, Bayonetta and Min Min, they both have attacks where they can extend their arms, so it makes a whole lot of sense for Bayonetta to be a base off of Min Min. So I do believe that these visual glitches mean something, and if you really think about it, Ness would be a perfect base for Geno. Think about it. Both have a good focus on magic, but can also build physically too. Ness has projectiles, which Geno would definitely have. Ness's body type and height fits Geno quite well, and one of Ness's taunts has him nodding. Geno's victory animation in Super Mario RPG is him nodding and folding his arms. So really, Ness would be a perfect base for Geno to be included, and I think that if Geno were to be a base off of anyone, Ness honestly makes the most sense, in my opinion. And I actually do think that, this could potentially be, a base for Geno, and it makes a whole lot of sense when you really think about it. And as such, I think that this visual glitch could possibly mean something, and we just have to wait and see for this. So yeah. And then lastly, the last thing going in Geno's favor is obviously the recent GameStop leak. So on July 14th, a certain video ad from GameStop mentioned that people were excited when they announced Geno for Smash. And, the thing that's weird about this is they only played Super Mario RPG footage and showed Geno's spirit at the end. This thing is, however, that Geno's spirit was never announced. This could be a simple mistake and they meant the costume in Smash 4, but Cloudy Cat, a GameStop manager, said that Pamela Horton, the woman in the video, would have access to information like this. In addition, that everyone in GameStop TV would be working from home, so it's entirely possible she didn't catch that slip-up. Did Pamela Horton accidentally leak Geno was coming to Smash? It could be possible. Now, I do understand that GameStop commented on that video and said that, it was a slip-up, but it felt like damage control, because they were editing and unediting the comment and then, like, unpinned it, and they even privated the video for a split second. So it's very weird that, they were doing all of that stuff, and it honestly did feel like damage control. And as of recently, GameStop edited the video and removed the part where they said that, Geno, like, what people were excited when Geno was announced for Smash. So this could all be damage control from GameStop's part. I do understand that they could be telling the truth and that they genuinely don't know who is in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I do think that it's interesting that, you know, they have been editing that stuff and, you know, removing that entire part from that video. I just think it's really interesting to think about, and this could definitely be something in favor of Geno happening. Like, maybe it could have even been a request from Nintendo to pull that part off, because maybe Geno is planned to be coming to Smash and they wanted that part removed. It's very possible. But yeah, that's basically all the major stuff going in Geno's favor right now. Like, I think Geno has such a high chance of becoming playable, and I know this was definitely a longer video of mine, but I just had a lot to say about this topic, because I really do think Geno has a great chance, and I'll be shocked if it doesn't happen. Like with Banjo-Kazooie, I'm gonna hold out hope, and I'm gonna pray that Geno is included, because I do think he has a high chance of happening, and this is definitely the most confident I ever been in a character. You can quote me on this. Geno will be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You just watch and see. He's going to be one of these fighters. I'm so sure of it. But yeah. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Geno's in Smash or not? Let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to hear it. Anyways, this has been Enigma, and peace. See you next time.